Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. Today is the day of the second T20I between India and Afghanistan. Having won the first T20I, India will be looking to seal the series tonight. We'll talk all about it, but first let me introduce my co-host Ishan Shahane and guests Shubhayan Chakrabarti, Devashish Sen and Shomik Chakrabarti, and I am Gargi Raut. First of all, if India does go on to win the series tonight, it may not be the biggest achievement, but it's a series that is incredibly important for the youngster, Shubhayan.
Absolutely. But before that, India have won the toss and have opted to field first. And yes, talking about the importance on the youngsters, it is important for Rohit and Virat as well this series. They are back in the T20I scheme of things. Rohit scored a duck, unfortunate run out in the last match, but now we will see both Rohit and Virat for the first time together since that T20 World Cup. So very important for them as well, and important for youngsters like. Ravi Bishnoi and other the Pacers, Harshdeep, Mukesh. So important match for them as well.
Shubhayan, I have to ask you, first of all, I love the new look. And I have to ask you, there have been some debates about the team selection. And even we had a discussion on this earlier. So
Yeah.
going into this match, what do you think, that number three, number four position could be or should be, in your opinion?
See, I was bored by looking at my face every day in the mirror, so I just shaved it off. And talking about the combination, see, number three is for Virat Kohli. That's without a doubt. You wrote a review, and we had a chat as well that Shubman can't play at number four. He has never batted at number four, even for Punjab in white ball cricket. In Ranji Trophy, he has done that at number four, number five. He has played that role. But in white ball format, he has played as a finisher for KKR in a couple of matches back in the day at number five, number six. But right now, Shubman is more of a top order batter in white ball format. And how Shivam Dube did in the last match, there's no point in dropping them. You know what Shubman Gill will bring to the table, but it's important to give chances to Shivam Dube. Rinku Singh has already cemented his place. I think he'll be in that T20 World Cup squad. But for the likes of Shivam Dube, for the likes of Jitesh Sharma, it's important that we give them continuous run.
Absolutely, yes.
And Devashish, anyone particularly excited? You're particularly excited to see tonight.
You're on
You're on
Any?
mute.
mute.
Two changes for the Indian playing 11. Obviously, as expected, Virat Kohli and Yashasvi Jaiswal comes in. So Shubman Gill goes out along with Tilak Verma. So
Hmm.
for me, I would just be interested to see how Yashasvi bat because tough competition. So whatever opportunity he gets, he has to cash in if he has to cement his place for the T20 World Cup. Because in all probability, Rohit will open the batting in World Cup. So you need that second opener, and so it will be a competition between Shubman and Yashasvi, and so I am looking forward to Yashasvi scoring a big knock. And
Hmm.
Shomik, Shivam Dube had a very impactful performance last time around. How important is it for him to continue with these good performances if he wants to solidify his spot in that World Cup team? You're on mute, I think, Shomik.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, very important in the sense that these days T20 cricket is about multi-skilled cricketers. Gone are the days when you can have one-dimensional cricketers in this format. So Shivam Dube brings a lot to the table in terms of he can bowl a couple of overs, and he can score at a very good strike rate as we have seen in the first T20. So he ticks the boxes as far as multi-skilled cricketers are concerned from that point of view, and we have seen what he can do, especially with the bat also playing for Chennai Super Kings under uh, MS Dhoni's mentoring. So, and he has spoken about the learnings he has taken from MS Dhoni. And if he can carry on like this, he would be into the T20 World Cup.
Absolutely. Last time we had a discussion on whether he could, possibly be a replacement for Hardik Pandya. A lot of our guests, did not agree with that. Would you agree with like with the same response over here? Like, do you think he can possibly be a replacement, or he's not on the same level as of yet?
See, he's not on the same level with Hardik, that's for sure. But with Hardik, you can't predict anything. I mean, as far as his body is concerned, you don't know when his body will give up. So from that perspective, and also Deepak Chahar is always walking wounded. So Shivam Dubey is a like for like replacement, although he is a couple of levels below Hardik as a cricketer in terms of
Hmm.
talent. But obviously, if Hardik, you don't know whether Hardik will break down during the IPL. So obviously he is a strong and solid option if someone like Hardik doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Yes, and Shubha, and over to you. How do you look at this series from the from the perspective of selecting a World Cup squad? Because you've got a lot of options here right now. Yeah, mute.
Yeah, so right now I would not want to be in that selection committee. That's for sure. That's for sure. The kind of competition the Indian team has, and right now everyone, almost everyone, is playing well. So that makes the job of selectors extremely tough. For example, Shivam Dube. Right now he came back after a few years in the playing 11 and straight away scored a half century, bowled a couple of overs really well. But come the T20 World Cup, even if Shivam Dube continues his great run of form in the IPL, as a selector's perspective, I will think where can I put in a Shivam Dube in that 15 member or 18 member squad. So that makes the job really tough. For a Tilak Verma, you can say, we have tried, you have not really delivered what we have expected. We had expected from you back in the day, back when we had selected you. But for performers now, since Rohit and Virat have returned to the scheme of things, it has become more complicated because you will have to leave out a couple of guys who have been part of that playing 11, like was the case in the previous cycle. You saw Deepak Huda smash a century in Ireland. Then suddenly come the T20 World Cup, you had to drop him from the 11. He was part of that squad, but certainly you will have to move a couple of players out, which is, I feel, I even said in the last preview and review show that I feel that it is a bit unfortunate for the youngsters, but you can't help this case out. And in India, it has always been the case. Back in the 80s, back in the 90s, 2000s, players have missed out on big selections. VVS Lakshman in that World Cup. In 2011, we saw Rohit Sharma missing out. So it has always been the case where a couple of deserving player always will have to sit out due to the squad depth we already have.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Devashish, Gill being left out of the squad, what do you think would be the reason behind this? What's going on in the selectors' minds?
No, obviously this is the only the opportunity where you can try out a few options. Means experiment means, and one more match to go before all these players play in the IPL, and then they head to the World Cup. So I think that I mean obviously no alarming signs for Gill as well. But then selectors want to see who is perhaps the best bet as far as the second opener is concerned, and that might be the reason that. Shubman Gill misses out. It's not about getting him dropped, but it's just to accommodate Yashasvi so as to see how he copes up, and it's good that India will be chasing. So perhaps they will have an opportunity to see him how he gives a start to the Indian team.
Devashish, I think,
And
fantastic.
Devashish makes a very good point. It's all about experimenting right now. Shubman Gill has done nothing wrong right now, but with Virat coming as an anchor at number three, you see the playing 11. Everyone is an aggressor around Virat Kohli. Rohit has found a new template. He's batting aggressively. Yashasvi is an aggressor. You see Shivam Dube, Rinku Singh, Jitesh Sharma. Everyone has a certain tempo to play. So Virat Kohli will be that glue around, and everyone apart from Virat Kohli will try to score at a big rate. Not like earlier when Rohit used to start slow, used to start slow, Virat used to start slow. So we had three anchors back in the day. Now we have more aggressors and only one anchor in that batting unit.
Devashish, I wanted to ask you, it's a fantastic opportunity for Jaiswal coming into the side. So the next two games for him, it's a big opportunity. And if he ends up doing well, then obviously, this will trouble the selectors more in a good way. But what do you think of this opportunity, and how do you think, Jaiswal should possibly make the best use out of it?
See, if you are fair enough, then you should always try out a left and right hand combination at the top. And given what Jaiswal brings to the table, he has been aggressive. His strike rates, at least his strike rates is far better than all the other batters, in barring the likes of Jitesh Sharma, who is very comparatively new, Rinku Singh. But apart from those, even he has a better strike rate than a Rohit Sharma and a Virat Kohli. So
Yeah.
you should give opportunity to Yashasvi, and he has done well. And the advantage thing is that you have a left hand right hand combination at the top. So invariably, see if the selectors need to back him, and also Shubman also, and as Shubhan rightly said, it's only Virat who is the anchor in this batting lineup. All the other players are aggressor, and when you have a Hardik Pandya and a Surya Kumar Yadav, that's lot more firepower in that side, in that batting order.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, and Shomik, going back to the point that Shubhayan and Devashish both made, having a very aggressive team, you need an anchor like Virat Kohli. Even though people have been saying, over social media, they have a lot to say about why should Virat Kohli be in the team, be in T20s and all of that. But remind us of how important it is to have someone like a Virat Kohli in your team.
See, I have a little bit of a different opinion on this because gone are the days when you need to have an anchor in a T20 squad. If you look at around the top T20 teams, they no longer have any anchors. Australia have dropped Steve Smith. England have dropped Joe Root long ago. So India would be better off with Virat Kohli as an enforcer rather as an anchor, because if you look at Virat's strike rate against spin in the IPL over the last 5 seasons, those who have played 50 matches or more, he has the second lowest strike rate against spin in the IPL. And Virat, when he's coming at number three, he would be playing a lot of middle overs and a lot of spin. So my personal view is that Rohit, it would we would like to see Rohit replicating his ODI Gango approach in the power plays in the T20s also, and Virat is playing the role of an enforcer. If he can't do that, these two matches will be very interesting with an eye to both Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
Your audio is muffled. Your audio is coming as very muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we
Can
can.
you?
Yes, now it's better. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that I mean Virat, India would be better off with Virat playing as an enforcer rather than an anchor, because an anchor has become passe in T20 cricket. As I've already mentioned, that Australia have dropped Steve Smith from this format. England have dropped Joe Root long back. We would like to see Virat playing the role of an enforcer. Virat's strike rate against spin in the middle overs is not good. Over the last five IPLs, he has the second lowest strike rate against spin for those who have played 50 matches or more. And Virat is both Virat and Rohit are not multi-skilled cricketers. Of course, in a T20 World Cup, I don't think selectors will have the courage to drop these two big players, but they will have to adjust their games. We would like to see these two T20 matches are very interesting from the perspective that both Virat, we will have to keep an eye on Rohit and Virat. If Rohit can carry forward his T20 power play aggression into, sorry, ODI power play aggression into T20 cricket, and if Virat can up his ante against spin in the middle overs, because playing at number three, who will play a lot of spin, especially against Afghanistan, that will be a big test against Mujibur Rahman and Muhammad Nabi.
Yes, that's a very valid
But
point
but
there.
you know, I would like to make a point here. The World Cup is in the Caribbean and the USA. Three matches in USA, three matches in USA, I guess, in New York, and one in Florida. So four matches in USA, and rest of them are in the Caribbean. If you follow CPL, the average scoring rate is 170, 160. So you cannot go all out in the Caribbean, especially in the US. I don't know how the drop-in pitches will play, but you need someone who can have that adaptability rate. We saw how Virat adapted to South African conditions, whereas the newbies struggled there. So you need that experience of playing in the West Indies, how the pitches play there, and that is why I feel you need at least one anchor, and we still don't know what this Virat Kohli's version in T20 cricket will be after he played his last T20I match in 2022. So he's coming back into the scheme after 1 year. We still don't know whether he will be an aggressor or an anchor. But I personally feel you need an anchor in the Caribbean, especially. Given that the pitches are slow, you need someone to rotate the strike, and other batters around him can go after the shots. So and Virat Kohli's conversion rate is crazy. When he plays 40 deliveries, scores 60 deliveries, 60 runs, but suddenly you will see him batting at 50 deliveries, but at 80 runs, 90 runs. So that is his acceleration rate, which is crazy in T20 cricket. And you need someone that experience who can do that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a very
very
valid
valid point, this Shubham. Yeah. Shubham, I
it's a
have to
very
ask
valid
you,
point.
coming back to Shivam Dubey. Yes, Shama, please continue.
No, no. I'm saying that Shubhan made a very valid point, but then again, the quality of cricket in T20 World Cup would be higher than what we're seeing at the Caribbean Premier League, and there would be serious imports in every team. So Shubhan has made a very valid point. I won't be surprised if we see a new version of Virat Kohli in these two matches.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. Shubhayan, I wanted to ask you, Shivam Dubey bowled reasonably well last time around. So do you think the captain should give him, full 4 overs this time around to try and groom him as a better bowler if he's a possibility in that World Cup squad as well? What are your thoughts on this?
Ishan, we did a story recently that selectors are zeroing in on at least 30 players, so as to keep a backup for every player if required.
Hmm.
Not in the like in the ODI World Cup when Hardik got injured, suddenly we had to change the entire combination of the team, bring in a Surya Kumar Yadav, bring in a Mohammad Shami, which worked well for the Indian team. But Hardik Pandya is Hardik Pandya. So selectors are zeroing in on 30 players at least. They will keep an eye on during the IPL. And in case of any injuries, you might see these French players come into the scheme. Suppose if Hardik gets injured during the IPL or during the T20 World Cup, then we might see a Shivam Dube who can give you a couple of overs if need be. And just have a small complaint from the Indian team management. Bowl the likes of Tilak Verma, Yashasvi Jaiswal even more in bilateral series, not just 1 over in one odd match where you have already won the game. So Tilak, Yashasvi, they have bowled regularly for their domestic sides, decently for their IPL sides as well. So you can give them the ball in pressure situation, and see whether you have a seventh bowling option or eighth bowling option at your helm. Shivam Dube in particular, he's right now a backup to Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya will return during the IPL, but again, as Shomik Debashi said, we don't know how his body will cope up after 14 IPL matches, 16 IPL matches. So important to keep a Shivam Dube ready, high in confidence, and whenever you see a Hardik Pandya struggling, you can bring in a Shivam Dube and say, you have done very well in the last couple of months. Now it's time for you to perform in the World Cup.
Yes, and Debashish, I had a question. This is the second T20I. We only have three. Do you think the Indian team could have either gotten a Kuldeep Yadav or an Avesh Khan, since it's his home ground, in the lineup, considering, there's only one more game to go?
Yes, considering Ravi Bishnoi went for 35 runs in his 3 overs in the last match, so there was a case for Kuldeep to get a chance. But then Kuldeep, as we all know, he has wealth of experience behind him. But we need to back up youngsters like Ravi Bishnoi, who has done well in the series against Australia, where he won that man of the series. He has done well in South Africa, so you need to back him. So I think that might be the reason. And see, our leg spinner will invariably have a off day when he goes for a little bit more runs, but then he will at time and again he will give you those breakthroughs, he will give you those wickets. So and that is what a leg spinner brings to the table and brings to the side. So I think it's a fair move, it's a good move to back Ravi Bishnoi. Yes, it's unfortunate for Avesh Khan to miss out on his home ground, but then when you have someone like Arshdeep Singh and a Mukesh Kumar, they have not done anything wrong. So I think yes, there will be a chance if India goes on to win the series in this match. Then perhaps we can try out a few options in the third match.
Okay, now time for predictions because only a few minutes, 10 minutes to go for the match. Shomik, small ground, Indore, how many runs do you see Afghanistan making? And who's winning?
No, no. I see this is going to be a high scoring game to start with, but India winning because there is a gulf in class. T20 in T20 you don't see that much of a difference. What you can see in Test cricket when there is a gulf in class, but then again India are a far better team.
Shubhan?
Oh, one of the flattest tracks in the entire country, Indore. Expecting Afghanistan to do a bit better with the bat, score at least 170, 180, and give a fight to the Indian team. I'm excited to see how Noor Ahmed goes against this Indian batting unit. Very exciting talent. So Noor Ahmed versus the Indian batting unit will be an exciting prospect to see, and expecting India to win. Of course, you would expect India to clean sweep this series.
Devashish?
Yeah, obviously, I would also want the Indian team to chase the total confidently. ये क्या सवाल करने का है? India will. I will be
बनाएगी
someone who
अफगानिस्तान.
is looking
Then
forward
we'll
to
keep to the
how the
closest.
approach of the Afghan batters will be. Afghan batters, because they see they have a lot, means it was not impressive apart from Mohammad Nabi and to some extent Ajmatullah Umar Zai,
Omar
means
Zai.
but
हाँ.
none of
Hmm.
Ramanullah Gurbaz. A lot was expected given the slam bang stuff what we have witnessed in IPL. Means we need some firepower in that Afghan batting. Means they need to score post at a total around 190 to 200. If you have a semblance, if you have to give a fight to the Indian batting, anything between 160 170 match on India will win handsomely. But I would love to see Afghan post a big total. Means that will spice up the contest.
Yes, I want
And
to see
that will
Afghanistan.
allow us to and that will allow us to see a good version of Rohit and Virat, the proper version what they are
Yeah,
thinking
yes,
uh,
absolutely,
in
Ah,
T20
absolutely.
cricket. So if you score 150, 160, they will just take singles and twos and win the match. That is not a challenging prospect for them. So at least score 190, give us some entertainment. Gurba, smash a century, please, and give us some
Yes.
entertainment so that we can see what Rohit and Virat are thinking about their T20 cricket, T20
I want Afghanistan to make anything close to 200 so I can see a Rinku Singh finish. That's what I want from today's match.
Yeah, I think we all
Ishan?
have to see that. Absolutely. A Rinku Singh finish to end it. Oh, it can't get better than that. But I think the Afghanis should get a little bit more this time, maybe 175, 180, like how Shubhayan mentioned. And India should possibly chase that down. If they get somewhere 190 and 200, then it might be challenging, and then we might just see that Rinku Singh finish. So let's hope, and let's hope India crosses over the line as well.
Absolutely. And on that note, we'll take your leave. That is it for this conversation. Stay tuned to Rev Sports.